the old school attitude was, if you want tattooed, get tattooed. It wasn't because your granny's cat died or your granny's goldfish popped it or whatever it was, man. You didn't need a reason to get tattooed other than you wanted. I was like, what the fuck am I doing? Do you know? And then I became a tattooist, and I've been a tattooist since I was 18. And I've had 2 shops and worked my way around the world and been an award-winning artist and all the rest of the stuff, man. And then magazine features, all back in the day. Yeah, I feel like I'm on a dating program.
No, I know. I feel like we're doing like a tape or something.
Hi, my name's David Crossley. I'm the owner of Crossley Custom Inks, which is a tattoo and airbrush business. Originally from Northern Ireland, Warren Point, and came over to Scotland in 1991 after coming out of the Ulster Defence Regiment, and been here ever since. Set up a business called Caledonia Sun Tattoos in October 1997, and yeah, had that till 2011. I've always been able to draw. Yeah, and my grand kind of pushed that, but I've always been able to draw. But I remember I must have been 14 maybe, and my uncle Robbie, who was like a big brother to me, but he came in this time. He was living in England at the time, and he came in. In fact, he got off the boat at Belfast, got this tattooed on, and I think, if memory serves me right, it was a Black Panther cuddling a woman, for the want of a better word. And he came into the house and this thing was oozing blood, man, and I mean it was oozing. And I was like, whoa, that's cool. That is the coolest thing ever, man. I'm like, whoa, I need to get this. How do you do this? And I never thought any more about it. He came and he went. And then the second time I seen him, he had a dagger and a rose, a really nice, not a, I would say, like quite elegant looking thing, not your harsh traditional one. And then I was like, right, okay, cool. Got me interested in tattooing. And the only tattooist in Northern Ireland at the time was a guy called Sailor Bill. Yeah. So he wasn't interested in teaching anybody, 2 sons. And then one of my neighbours or friends had said, oh, why don't you become a tattooist? And I was like, oh, I've got a clue. So it was him that told me to go see Sailor Bill. We didn't go anywhere.
It was quite, I suppose, like an exclusive thing.
Oh, fine. Yeah, really back then. Yeah. Like if you wanted a tattoo mag, you were buying a porn mag.
Yeah.
That was the only way you were going to get to see tattoos, was in a porn mag. So I remember, I think I'd either seen a jail tattoo machine, I'd probably seen it, because I ended up making one. In fact, I did actually, because I was in the army at the time. And this guy showed me this. It was made from a compass, a Parker pen, a motor from a cassette player, and a Scalextric power pack. And this thing was all metal together. And I started butchering a few of my mates. No, that had been before the army actually. And then when I was in the army, I was based in Newcastle upon Tyne, and I'd been to visit my auntie, and her neighbour was a tattooist of sorts. And he had proper tattoo kit. I think it was Star tattoo machines he had at the time, which at the time were cheap and nasty. But I was like, he was tattooing me, and I'm like, oh man, I don't know if I like this. And then I was like, you know, maybe if you try doing this or you try doing this, because I'd been tattooed a couple of times by a guy called Dixie in Belfast. And Dixie was one of these guys, he wasn't threatened by anybody, so I was spearing the arse off him for every tattoo I had, doing that, what's that for? So anyway, so when this guy Stevie was tattooing, I was like, I haven't got a lasty band on that machine. And he was like, well, that stops the needle bar jibbing about. And then I think he got fucked off with me one day. He says, well, if you're that fucking good at it, you do it. And I'm like, what? He says, yeah, have a go. And I'm like, whoop, put your money where your mouth is, Crossley. And I was like, right, what do you want? And it was a swallow, and I did it in here on him. I thought it looked cool as fuck, but oof, man, it was dodgy.
Yeah, of course, Like, you'd just be happy that you managed to pull it off.
Yeah, but I put my money where my mouth is. But then we started, our friendship kind of grew after that, and then I think the icing on the cake was for him. He had a couple of guys he was working on that turned around and went, can we get David a tattooist? And that was the friendship just went nowhere after that. And then I bought my own power pack and my one machine, and that's pretty much how it started.
What did you do? Like tattoos from houses?
Yeah, from my own house, from a spare bedroom.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say now, if you want to be different, don't get tattooed.
Yeah.
And I would say that to anybody. If you want to be different, don't get tattooed, because everything that everybody's getting, if you go in it on a night out, it's the same as it was 20 years ago. You're either going to have a pocket watch and a rose, or 30 years ago you're going to have a piece of tribal or a piece of gilding, along with everybody else.
Like that,
Do you know, or a Pamela Anderson, do you know, armband or whatever it is. Do you know? So.
I suppose it's like that. The more it changes, the more it's the same sort of thing. You know.
Yeah, like back in the day, like people were getting tattooed. I don't know, like I know. Like late 80s, early 90s, there were some really extreme, heavily tattooed people, and they were extreme. You don't see these guys so much nowadays.
Yeah.
You know, although you do start to see a lot more
but you think that's
heavily tattooed people.
Yeah,
but
do you think that's like the normalisation of it? You know.
I think it is, but I still say it's not acceptable in all of society. I still say society's got its like, don't go looking for a job here. Most of the seaside towns, there was a lot of rivalry, but like up here, if you knew a town had a tattooist, you didn't go near that town. You opened up the town down the street, and the town down the street again. Do you know? And that's the way it was. Or if you wanted to be in there, you went and spoke to the person that was there and said, "Look, I know this is your town, but the tattoo shop, which was an institute in itself." Which 9 times out of 10 had drunks, punks, whores, or whatever in it, you know, because like if you think back, like certainly coming out of the First World War, Second World War, if it wasn't for sailors, soldiers, airmen and whores, tattooing would have died off a long time ago, man. Certainly if you knew somebody that was a biker, yes, they had a tattoo. Because there was this whole image, oh, you must think you're hard because you can get tattooed. Back in the day, getting tattooed off an old tattooer was hard stuff because it was painful. Whew, retirement. Oof. I didn't set out to retire. I kind of went through a messy divorce, lost my business, and I kind of got sick of tattooing at that point. I just, basically, when I had Caledonia Sun tattoos, I got royally humped by a landlord who ended up having to go bankrupt. So I had 2 shops at this time, and when Caledonia Sun died, I felt that a part of me died with it. And don't get me wrong, I went back to work in our second shop that my wife at the time had, and it wasn't the same. It just, something was missing, and then that all fell apart. I stopped tattooing, and then didn't do anything for a few years. And then found all my all my airbrushing kit in a box one day, and I thought, see if I've still got it. And it's something I could, at the time, I could do in the house. In fact, I had the corner of my living room kind of cordoned off, and I used to just sit in, as part of my therapy, I suppose, to look for that, because it wasn't a good place at that time. And then May, she used to run a thing called Campus Crafts. She goes, do you want to come and just hang out? Because she knew I was painting and stuff, so I went down, hung out and stuff. And then she goes, you want to do art? And I'm like, nah, I don't want to do art at all, man. She goes, want to make a bag? I'm like, a what? She goes, a bag, a man bag. I'm like, you're having a laugh, aren't you? She says, no, I'll teach you how to sew. Jeez, man, that was the best thing I ever did. And yeah, she definitely sparked the creative stuff back in me again. And then I was still airbrushing at the time, but I kind of found that now that this wee thing had been kicked, I started doing like the rabbit from Alice in Wonderland that I've done. That changed my artwork
Yeah.
once